What is going on, everybody? How you guys doing? My name is Common Type Yugioh, and I want to welcome you guys back to another video on the channel. Today is going to be a video on my Live Twin Spright deck profile. I know what you guys thinking. Why in the world are you playing Live Twin Spright? The main reason is because I do enjoy this variant of Live Twin, and I also love the Spright archetype. I've been playing sprites for a long time, and I still do play them for this day to this day. You know what I'm saying? I play purely sprite, and I also play this type of sprite. I keep in mind that with every meta, you have to tweak up the engine and to get it accustomed to the meta that we're in now. So you're gonna see a couple differences from other deck profiles that you have seen from Live Twin Spright. So I want you to keep that in mind because when people watch my videos, they always ask me like why your ratios are weird or this or that. It's simply because I want to keep up with the meta, and I want to make sure that my ratios are on point. So yeah, let's get into the deck profile. Hopefully you guys take this deck into consideration, and if you guys have any recommendations, just let me know in the comment section below. So let's get into the deck profile. For starters, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Live Twin Yugioh. Obviously, this is your main card in the deck. This is one of your best starters in the deck, obviously. You notice that we have the support that we got a while back for the Live Twin deck. So you want to play 3 Yugioh just to get into your Yugioh deal. Obviously, this takes out blue from deck if you need, and blue takes out pink if you need. So depending on the situation, you could get either or out in one turn every time. You know what I'm saying? They special summon each other out from the deck. Right there. From your hand or deck. So you obviously want to play 3 of these because this card is crucial. It used to be when you play Live Twin, you was playing 3 blue. But in this case, since you have Yugioh deal now, being the new support, you always want to at least run 3 of these to make sure you're getting, the maximum amount of chances to get that Yugioh deal, and then to mill out your other your Lila to special summon Lila from the grave, and then you go with the plays from there. So you play 3 of those. Next, I am playing 3 Lila. I know it sounds very controversial to some people, like why am I playing 3 Lila? It's simply because, like I said before, the main objective is to get Yugioh out from deck, or if you need to normal summon Yugioh, you can. But that's why I play 3 Lila, specifically just to get to the Yugioh, and then to get to the Yugioh deal from extra deck when you need it, which is pretty much every time. But you can cut this down to 2 if you like. The reason why I play 3 is because I always want to see this card in hand all the time, just to get out the pink, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much it. A lot of people play 2, just people who play 1, but just depending on the situation. Me personally, I like to play 3. Next, we're playing 2 copies of Yugioh Frost. Like I said, we have that new support, so you always want to maximize on the Yugiohs as possible. I'm only playing 2 Frost for now because, like I said, you're basically playing 5 Yugioh monsters, which is a good ratio. You can play the 6 if you want, which is another Yugioh Frost, and take out a Lila. But for me personally, I found it kind of bricky when I'm playing 3 Frost. Let me just read the effect for you guys though. It said if you control a Lila monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Live Twin Yugioh Frost once per turn this way. If a card is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand by a card effect, except during the damage step, while you control an Evil Twin monster, you can banish this card from the graveyard and draw 1 card. So it is a very valid card to play. The only drawback of this card is that it can become bricky if you do not have a Lila on the field, which happens. So I think 2 is fine. Next, you are playing 1 copy of Lila Sweet. I'm thinking about bumping this card up to 2. Reason being is because this is the card that you mill from deck when you have Yugioh deal on board. I've had situations where I've had this card in my hand already, which means I couldn't mill it from the deck, obviously, which became a problem because I wanted to extend my plays, but I couldn't do that considering the fact that this card was in the hand. So it was basically a brick. But I do want to play 2 just to have the extra in the deck so I can still mill, so I can still go for extended plays. And yeah, I would bump this card up to 2 if you have it. So yeah. I play one copy of Lila Treat. I was thinking about taking this out to put the second treat, but the only reason why I'm playing the treat, this Lila Treat, is because I don't have a second sweet in the deck. But it could become versatile here and there. There's a good graveyard effect if you can use it. Personally, for me, I don't use it at all. This is just another link father when needed. I run one Evil Twin Kiseki on Lila. I only run this because I like this card. A lot of people don't play this, and you don't gotta play it if you don't want to. But I think it's a really good beast stick, and it does make some valuable plays when needed. When you don't have much else to play on board, this could be your boss monster for that one turn, and it could last you, and it could survive you a second turn or more. That's it for the Evil Twin engine. Let's go into the Spright engine. We're playing 2 blue, 2 jet. The reason why we play this ratio is because when you play 3 and 3, it can become bricky, and the way the meta is now, there is no space to have bricks. So I'm playing 2 and 2, and then 1 carrot and 1 red. The reason why you're playing 1 and 1 is because, like I said, it's very bricky to play more copies of a card that can become a problem later on. If you were to add a second copy of a card, it would be a second red. That's where the meta is right about now, so you would play a second red to negate any monster effects, and 1 carrot just to negate the spoil and trap effects when you need to. But besides that, I believe that this is a good ratio to have. If you want to play 3 and 3, you can, but I just feel like you're just going to be wasting space playing 3 and 3, so 2 and 2 is fine. 2 Spright, 2 blue and 2 jet, and then 1 copies of each red and carrot is perfect. Next, for the hand traps, we're playing 2 copies of Ash Blossom, 3 copies of Joe and Lockbird, very important in the deck, 2 copies of Nibiru, 1 copy of Ghost Bell, and 1 copy of Ghost Ogre. I think this is one of those decks that I play a lot of hand traps in. As you see in my recent deck profiles, my other ones, that I only play 2 or 3 of them, and that's simply because that's how I like to play my decks. Not too many hand traps, even though people say you need them. But depending on how you play your deck and how you are comfortable with your deck, you don't need a lot of, hand traps. But a lot of people play them. For this deck specifically, I do need a couple of them. So we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hand traps. And that's a pretty good number for me personally. I don't want to bombard my hand with a whole bunch of hand traps, so I think that's a fair number. And we play the Ghost Ogre because it's a good tech in the deck. So for the spells, we're playing 2 copies of Secret Passwords. Not only is this your searcher, but it's a pretty good card nonetheless to just get your search and make your play and extend your play more often with your Evil Twins, because this card comes in really good handy when you got a Spright. When you start off with Sprites in your hand and you got 1 secret password, you always want to go activate the secret password first. Search for your Sunlight Snitch, and then go with your Evil Twin play first, and then go for your Sprite play. That's how you should play this deck. So secret password does come in handy when you do need to start off the correct way. Next, we're playing 3 copies of Sunny Snitch. This is your searcher for any of the Evil Twin monsters. Most of the time you do want to search for pink, and then summon pink, go for blue, and then you go from there. Also keep in mind with this card, a lot of people forget this, but each time your opponent normals or special summons a monster, you gain 200 life points, and then you inflict 200 life points to your opponent. A lot of people forget that card effect because they're only focusing on the search, but this card can be very crucial, and it could possibly make your opponent scoop depending on their situation. So a lot of hero players tend to scoop, a lot of Blue Eyes players tend to scoop, a lot of Rizio players tend to scoop, just because this card, pretty much makes you lose almost 3,000 life points in 1 turn. So for the Spright package, you're playing Spright Starter, Gamma Burst, and 1 Smashers. I think this is a good ratio for the deck. Depending on the situation, you could take out Smashers to put a second Gamma Burst. Gamma Burst is specifically in here for OTK, and that's pretty much what I have it for. But it could become a powerful card during battle phase whenever you need it. But specifically, it's for on OTK play. We played 3 for the Bin Droplet. I don't play this in a lot of decks, but specifically for this deck, it's very important because most of your monsters are low attack and they're low levels, so you got to keep it in mind that Droplet could really be crucial for any type of deck that has low attack, any low level monsters, and that are weak and prone to certain cards. So Droplet could become in handy for them specific decks, specifically for this one, just allowing your opponent to just have a decrease in, you know, plays and all that. So 3 droplet. 2 enemy controller. I play this card because I love this card. It comes in handy all the time. I don't know why people hate this card. Of course, you gotta ditch a monster from your side of the field to control somebody else's, but they forget about the effect in which this card can become a Book of Moon when you need it. So it's a pretty good card nonetheless. I prefer this card over Book of Moon any day, by the way. We play 1 Ultimate Slayer. Have to play this card. It's necessary in this deck. Don't skip out on this card at all. It says your opponent cannot activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then target 1 monster your opponent controls with the same card type. Shuffle into the deck. This card is so overpowered you don't even understand. Called by the Grave, Monster Reborn, last spells, and then for the trap, there's going to be Spright Double Cross. I do not play impermanence in here because it is not necessary for me personally. I have enough hand traps and I have enough negates to where impermanence could just, it just becomes dead waste. So, well, dead space. That's it for the main deck. Let's get to the extra deck. I'm playing 2 copies of Trouble Sunny. This card is your boss monster in the deck. You don't want to play less than 2. The reason why I only play 2 is because I need more space for any other monsters, but besides that, I would be playing 3. This card is not only your ticket to getting any draws for the deck and targets, but this card also allows you to have a simple 3300 beast deck on board, and this is one of the easier cards to have in the deck to get out, because you have Kiss a Kill Deal now, which just makes your deck so much more versatile. You play 2 copies of Kiss a Kill Deal. This is one of your go-to cards in the deck. Not only can you get this out and mill the sweet Lila card from deck, but that card also gets special summoned by Sweet's card effect, in which you're allowed to get out either Lila or Kiss a Kill, depending on the situation you're in. But if you're going first, right off the bat, you want to go for Trouble Sunny with this card alone. So, yep. We're playing 2 copies of Lila. Don't need to explain it too much. This is your blue in the deck. This is what allows you to target 1 card on the field and destroy it. And yeah, we play 1 Kiss a Kill. I'm waiting to get another one. I've been looking for another one. They're just nowhere to be found at the moment. So as of right now, I'm playing 1, but this is basically a draw 1 card. So yeah. 1 Spright Sprint. Don't need to explain too much. It's not very necessary in the deck because you're not playing a lot of cards to mill, but it can become handy when you're using it for its compulsory effect, which is to bounce a card back to the hand. So it's pretty good. We're playing I forgot what this card's called. It's just one of them underworld cards that could become handy later on. High Masquerena, don't gotta explain it. I hate this rarity, but we play 1. Unchained Abomination. This card is absolutely goated when you need it. When you do not have Trouble Sunny on board, or both of your Trouble Sunnies get popped, this is your next card to go for. This is basically your board bomber, to say the least. So this card's goated. For the XCs, we're playing Gin Buster. We're playing 2 copies of Gigantic Spright because this is your main Spright card in the deck. And we're playing the Typhon because it comes in handy when you have nothing else going on with your Gigantic Spright. So guys, that is the deck profile for my Lifetime Spright. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.